This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.
We mixed. We loaded it. We edited it.
Sometimes we get so deep into conversation that we have separate segments worthy of their own place in the sun.
Here is a reshuffled mini episode.
We do have that in common. So I was raised on the Pointer Sisters, ZZ Top, and Steely Dan, and Rick Astley. So
yeah, you know how I feel about Steely Dan. I think I've made that like abundantly clear across multiple platforms.
Totally. So it is.
My favorite band.
That's the definition of dad rock, but everyone happens to like it. So, but you guys have gone into various other subgenres, and you reminded me how there was party anthems. There's yacht rock. But if you were going to be even more sarcastic, would nu metal count as douche rock? Would music with whiny lyrics be bum rock? What are the other subgenres?
Yeah,
loser
we're
rock.
Not.
So bad it's good rock.
Plan 9 rock, I guess it'd be that.
There you go. Plan 9 Records. Edward approved. Libby in the house.
We're not really the big ones on creating the genres.
I know, but it's still funny.
Like I'm now trying to think.
Sarcastic rock.
I do feel kind like a little bit bad because there's like this little part of me that's like, did we bully Steve Smashmouth to death by calling him Steve Smashmouth?
It's all good.
We bullied him a lot.
They weren't the sharpest tools.
I was just like, we were really super mean to that guy. But also, in all fairness, he sucked. Like, not my problem.
See,
I feel bad that he died, and now Joe and I have had like ongoing conversations about who our next nemesis is going to be, like who's going to be the punching bag of our podcast. Jim Carrey, always in the running. We do definitely hate that guy so much. And although I think Michael Bublé,
is it because of the mask, or is it just in general?
It's all about Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, everything. Michael Bublé's up in the runnings too. Like we do kind of hate Michael Bublé. But somehow we're like, he could break us. Like we hate him, but also we're afraid of him somehow. Like somehow we believe in our heart of hearts that Michael Bublé could take us in a fight. Or have us killed. Like,
I'll just blame Canada on that one.
Stupid Michael Bublé.
Shoot. Well, so if you and Joe and company formed a pop group, what would it sound like? What would it be? What would it be called?
It'd be tough because I think Joe would want to have like some, he's the one that kind of gets into like the 80s hair metal kind of stuff. Or
you would want it to end with cherries.
Like really good. Yeah, it'd be like a swing. Like I don't want to say new metal, but like swing hard rock.
With me and shut the fuck up. Oh,
I saw the Cherry Pop and Daddies do that.
You'd be Rage Against the Machine meets Richard Cheese.
Yeah, or like Rage Against the Machine meets like Doris Day.
Oh, there you go.
It's like super White Teeth Black Thoughts. Because I love it so much, but it's a very, very rare album.
Yes.
Like it was, there weren't a lot of copies printed on vinyl. So like mine's from Germany.
Oh,
I got a copy of their first album on vinyl and took it to the show that I saw them at. And their bass player, Dan Schmidt, was like, I don't even have one of these. Where did you get this? I was like, Germany. I was like, I love this album so much that
Discogs.com. I know.
Yeah, I got on Discogs and found a copy, and I have a signed copy.
I grilled my dad on Discogs so many times. I'm like, get the fuck off of Spotify and Apple. You will find so many more deep stuff, especially if you want to own everything by this artist.
Yeah, no, I have to stop myself on Discogs. Like I end up.
I hear you, man.
Like spending some, but I did get the Fontanelles 7-inch. That was like my dream record, and now I'm just like, well, what else what else is there? Like that was like the dream. I always had this dream of like finding that one in the record store and for like $3, like they didn't know what they had. And I paid a lot of money for it, but it was worth it. But now I'm just like, I don't know. Do I need any more records? And now I'm just like, of course you need more records. There's so many more records to have. But, I get up every morning and I listen to a record, and you have to listen to kind of the whole thing. Like you can't really skip around. Like you put it on and you let it play through. And especially when you were creating a record, like it had to be all killer.
And there you go, man.
That's kind of my philosophy of music.
I gotta tease and see if you got. I've written this down for you, and you can reject whichever one of these. They're probably all stupid suggestions. Yeah, you guys have done some good ones. I like how often you're like, "This is a good soundtrack. I just wish it wasn't related to this awesome movie. It has nothing to do with." You've done everything. Rami and Michelle, Airheads.
I have the Rami and Michelle soundtrack on vinyl.
And it was a winner because you had so many of the other songs on other CDs. So it was kind of hey, I did a DJ mix unintentionally by getting this awesome movie soundtrack. Blast from the Past. You guys have done it all. I'm loving these deep cuts, and anyone who's a soundtrack collector is going to relate to it a lot. So I'm going to name off a few, and you can tell me, fuck no, we're not doing that, or maybe, or I've never even heard of that. What the hell is that? The Speed soundtrack.
Ooh, that would be a good one. What's on that?
A bunch of unknowns. In fact, I'll even send you a sample, but they do remixes of other songs like from the 70s.
That was such a big thing in the 90s, was the remixes. And
they have a remix of
covers.
Cars by Gary Newman, obviously, but then there's some other ones where you're like, hey, I see what you did there. You took a Kiss song and you remixed it as
That's wild. I wouldn't say I love it because it doesn't always land, but I'm always fascinated by it. And again, like in the 90s, like looking at like this nostalgia for going back to the 70s and like pulling all that, and even like fashion. I follow a couple accounts on Instagram that will go through like old Delia's catalogs, and it's all this 70s style fashion. And it's funny because I remember that coming back and my mom saying like, oh, I used to wear bandana tops and flare leg jeans, and I'm like, haha, that would never, like,
I was doing it before it was cool, and I didn't even like doing it.
Like I'm looking at all the students walking around Hartwick and they're wearing like tracksuits and things like that. I'm like, oh God, my own childhood has come back to haunt me, and I want to stop them. I want to be like, don't.
Hey, random student, we're related, even though we're not.
Don't wear low-rise jeans. They're terrible. Like, do not put yourself through this torture. We don't have to do this in 2024.
Don't bring it back. Don't bring it back.
So I know, and it's just like, I'm like, oh God, this is how my mother must have felt. What if the American Girl dolls came out, and she's from 1999 and she's the historic doll? And I just like absolutely lost my shit. I was like, 1999 is historic. That was like 10 years ago. And then I'm like, no, it isn't. It was a long time ago. You are old as hell.
Oh my God.
Like I'm just like crumbling to dust.
You just got put in your place, guys.
I did. I just like, oh my God. Yeah, the new American Girl doll, 1990. I called my grandmother. My 96-year-old grandmother bought me my Samantha doll. I'm like, is this how you felt when you saw like Molly from 1944? Like that's when you were a kid. She's like,
yeah. So it sounds like you got unintentional teachers. Everyone's schooling each other.
Just like, oh my God.
So I got a low down dirty shame.
I don't know that one.
So that's Keener Ivory Williams decided to do a wacky blaxploitation kind of thing. It was Black Dynamite before it was cool, long story short, but
very nice.
You would have a bunch of fun R&B and soul and rap music.
Oh, I love that.
And then you would have obviously a few others who you'd be like, we're not fucking listening to that track because that, fucker got canceled and he's a shithead. And he
and I'm starting to like get into more like R&B and Motown. I had a lot of fun.
It was weird. I respected him, but I didn't want to be caught listening to it. Yeah. Is that weird?
No. But like actually doing like the Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack was like
that
a really good
really
introduction.
Eye-opening. I didn't remember any of it because I'm not the biggest Ghostbusters guy. I prefer the original movie because it's one and done. But you were just like, you know what? That soundtrack is actually better than the first one.
Yeah, because it had all this great New Jack
Bobby
Swing,
Brown.
which is something I didn't know a whole lot about. So like it became this kind of education. And I gotta say, the Ghostbusters On Our Own, the theme song from Ghostbusters 2 by Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Such a great track to work out to.
A lot of it is.
Like get that while you're doing cardio. Oh my God, it's amazing.
You guys are kind of like the Composers podcast where you're learning about a lot of stuff you otherwise did not give a care in the world for, but now that you made it part of your jam, your study sessions, if you will, you're now like, I'm putting this on rotation, and if it
and just
becomes
sort of
part of your
again,
workout, it's fun.
Looking at it, like looking at all these like cultural influences and how things were shifting and shaping. To me, that's the really interesting part, and especially like seeing that through the 90s, because the 90s were such a weird time for music. It's like, hey, we're really into like European house music. No, we're not. We're really into swing. Like, no, we're not. We're really into like women folk singers. No, we're not. We're really into whatever Smash Mouth is doing. Like, because like even they had like this weird different sound because it was not quite
they were diversely
music,
bad. There you go.
But it wasn't quite ska, but it was like this weirdly distorted but deeply California, like very sunny but very sarcastic. Like I'll maintain like
Smash Mouth.
I know I've like made fun of Smash Mouth constantly, but like And Then the Morning Comes is like a pretty good track. Like, because it has such a different sound than anything else that was on the radio. So.
My brother was you would get along with. He used to be a smart ass growing up, and he would always sing. Somebody once told me the world was macaroni.
I love that.
He would just sing that, and I'm like, I don't know how to react to you. I don't even know how I feel about Smash Mouth. What are you doing right now?
That's amazing. I think honestly, like even though we were still finding our footing as a team and as a podcast, I have a real affection for our Smash Mouth versus Tom Waits episode, because that was based again on like my theory.
You guys do very fun versus episodes because it's a matter of like a face off, a dance off, if you will. You're just like, this is more fun, and I'm not even that big fan of it, but I'm this team because.
I think that was our episode 5. Just like pitting Smash Mouth versus Tom Waits, which isn't something you would come up with. Like, no, those two do not even exist in the same realm, except that they actually do. So if I could recommend one episode, I'd say like that. And our episode on The Mask, which is one of my favorites.
Perfect.
Because it just like I get to be like unhinged, but also again deeply knowledgeable. Which I think that's really like my podcast personality, is that I'm like unhinged, but I actually like the difference is that I know what I'm talking about. The Shattered Shield episode on postpartum, I think, is probably like my greatest example of that.
Loosey-goosey. You're just like, let's talk about this. Let's go back here. Let's.
I'm like, bossy and unhinged.
And man, have you ever thought of doing the Shield soundtrack?
We did it on the Shattered Shield.
My bad.
It is a terrible soundtrack, like full of like weird new metal.
I was really surprised, but
it's so because it's like we're getting into that era in soundtracks where it's like music inspired by. And
I'm surprised you guys didn't like the Delinquent Habits one, but
my God, no. And it also like a lot of the music, because the music from The Shield is amazing. I mean, you've got Jason Darling on there, you've got The Magnetic Fields, like you've got Live and Smashing Pumpkins, and like all these like really, really, really
the obscure ones,
great bands, yeah. And then the soundtrack doesn't have any of that. But I also like we just did a rewatch of the pilot. And the Shield pilot is so good.
I introduced it to a lot of people saying this is how you get people addicted. And some people are like, oh, it sounds like a cop show. I'm like, it's like Breaking Bad before it was cool. Come on.
Yeah, it's so good. But then it ends with Kid Rock's Ba Wata Ba. And like, it just makes me so mad. I'm like, no, it's so perfect.
Yeah.
Everything about this is so
good. To
be
fair, they're doing horrific things. So I took that as they're playing awful music while they're doing awful shit.
No, but I think the thing is that like that was what was playing on the radio, and
right
too. Like,
and
unfortunately,
so look at it this way: they're toxic people, so they'd be listening to toxic gonna go shoot, beer bottles because they support, gay rights kind of music.
It's just like, oh God, yeah, Kid Rock is the worst. He's just like again performative outrage. It's like, dude, you're a rich guy. Like
his voice goes out. Why would anyone want to listen to him?
I hate him. I also hate him because he sampled Werewolves of London, and every time it comes on the radio, I'm like, fuck yeah, Werewolves of London, and it's a stupid Kid Rock song where he's like, we were doing different things, and we were things that were things, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
What does that even mean? Yeah,
it means nothing. You alcoholic, racist, homophobic piece of shit. Like,
and in that order,
get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Yeah.
Well, I
hold my beer, asshole.
Just hate Kid Rock.
Trespass.
I don't know that one.
That's a It's by 48 Hours director Walter Hill. It's a fun Die Hard kind of movie with Ice-T, Ice Cube, William Sadler, and Bill Paxton. So he would have
amazing. He did
awesome.
Streets of Fire, right?
Yes, he did.
Yes,
So
Streets of Fire was one of those, like, we went in kind of raging against it because it's a really dumb movie.
yeah,
Like it's
like
not it's not a story, it's just a bunch of really
it's
cool
a music video
scenes. But the Streets of Fire soundtrack is like in constant rotation. Again,
it makes
Nowhere Fast, great song to work out to.
A lot of it is, yeah.
It's just like it's an amazing soundtrack.
It has
and, like,
so many elements that don't work, and yet they make it work because editing, baby, montages.
The movie, boom, boom. Not good, but like we're if you go back and listen to the episode, like we're sort of falling in love with the soundtrack in real time.
Yes,
we're just like we came into this with like such rage, and then we're like, actually, everything about this is a banger.
How many of the movies would you say you've actually gone back and rewatched just because the music was so engaging? Like you're like, I was in a bad mood, or yeah, it's still overrated, but it's kind of fun.
I would say none, but I've definitely bought a lot of soundtracks that we've talked about. And my new prize, like the one I'm looking for, is the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack. We hated that movie so much, but that was one of our favorite soundtracks.
Oh, well, then you got to do the Cable Guy one.
Oh God, people keep saying that. And I'm like, oh no.
It's really fun to hear it because it's actually from the movie. Some of it isn't, but John Hughes' Hour. How about Pretty in Pink or Some Kind of Wonderful?
Pretty in Pink. I actually I really hate that movie. Like I just loathe John Hughes. So that I think he's kind of off the table. Also, it's those movies are so hard to like sort of dance around because while we want to like recognize them for what they are, they all contain like such like deeply problematic content that like I'm not sure that like I want to.
No Ferris Bueller or anything. Okay.
Address. I would probably do Ferris Bueller. I take that back. So I would probably do Ferris Bueller, which I've only seen once when I was in the hospital recovering from having my adenoids removed and my tubes put in my ears, so I have no memory of it, but I know I watched it.
So you basically just left.
I'm like sort of like drifting in and out of consciousness at 10 years old watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But
Weird the Al Yankovic story.
Didn't love it. And I love Weird Al, but I thought The Complete Al, which is on Tubi, and it was from the 80s, I think did it better.
All right.
I think did like the fake Weird Al story. And I think because it's like, oh, we're making fun of a cliche and he's not really like this, but then you're just like waiting for all the cliches to happen. So I didn't.
No, you expected UHF level. I just for the ending alone, it was worth it for me. I'm like when he does and by the way, none of this shit ever happened. He gets shot at the very end, making fun of all the Oscar bait movies.
Which I won't say it because people may not have seen.
That's all good. Ballistic, X versus Sever.
Oh, I've never seen that, but I feel like
it's Electronica Haven.
I was gonna say, like, are the Chemical Brothers on that one?
No, but Crystal Method.
The Crystal Method, which was like on we joked about this because we were looking at a lot of soundtracks early on, and it was like the Crystal Method was on like a bunch of them. We're like, haha, we're probably gonna talk a lot about the Crystal Method.
Even the awesome funky music that's in the movie.
Yeah, they were never on a soundtrack that we talked about.
You might be. Are you a fan of Curb or Andy Hunter or Gerudo?
I don't know any of those.
What? Whatever. I just listen to Sirius XM all day, so what do I know?
Well, it's just like, and that's actually one of the really fun parts about doing this podcast, as I said about New Jack Swing, is that I get exposed to all this different music. Like, I kind of missed out. I had a friend that was really into like house music and Eurotrash, and all that kind of coming out in the mid 90s, and she listened to a lot of that. She imported a lot of it, but that missed me. But then when we were doing There's Something About Mary,
that was a fun episode,
which I again, movie that I hated, but a lot of the soundtrack.
What I remember, you were like, fuck this movie. And by the way, great
but
song.
The Propeller Heads, History Repeating,
they were in basically, that was like the suit up scene before X-Men ruined everything, and everything had to be dark and gloomy again. So,
but like, I love that. And then they were on the Tomorrow Never Dies soundtrack. So like that kind of like, I would have never heard the Propeller Heads if not for these soundtracks, and like starting to dip my toes into a lot of this like electronica. The Cool World soundtrack, another favorite of ours, Has
again,
Moby,
problematic movie.
Yeah. Cool. I love Cool World. Like Cool World is one of those, like, I'm sort of unapologetic about 3 movies.
We all like bad movies.
But I don't think it's a bad movie. Like, I love it. Like, I genuinely
I just
like
mean movies that are considered bad by other people, but we happen to like. So again, I love Ballistic, and it's got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. I will always watch that movie.
Well, when we do that, I'll bring you on as our guest.
Are you sure?
No, I'd love that.
Because I was just on Real Justice and lost them around.
I love the idea of like having people who really are experts in it. Like we brought my husband on to talk about
Okay, perfect. I interviewed the director who got taken
That's
off.
amazing.
So he has a good sense of humor about it, because he basically he's like, hey, I have disowned it, but if you hate it, I accept that. If you like it, I accept that.
Well, one of the stories I think that like warms my heart the most is that, you know, everyone working on Super Mario Brothers hated it, had terrible experiences.
And that was a fun soundtrack for you guys to do. Again,
I love that. I mean, again, a movie I will just absolutely vouch for. And like, again, that's one of those things like the Cherry Papa Daddies, when people are like, that's a stupid movie. I'm like, here's why you're wrong. Like most things I'm like, I don't care if you don't like it. Most
of them haven't even seen the movie. They're just looked at all the lists.
I need you to understand why it's actually a really good film. But
I was gonna fawn when you guys brought up how, hey, just ordered my Blu-ray. Oh, it just came out in 4K. I'm ordering it again. So it is fun to just all these movies. The timing is always off. You're like, yeah.
But John Leguizamo talked about being at conventions, and people would always bring them copies of this movie and be like, I love this movie. So he kind of came around to it, and I really I love that, like this idea that.
Well, I think it's just the theater shielding. You know, for a man who's worked with everybody, you know, Brian De Palma to crap like Spawn, you know, he is that kind of guy. He's like, I am an ensemble guy. And when I see people who hate on him, he's a perfect example of a character actor. I go, well, what have you seen him in? Because he's not the same in every movie. He's not like Danny Trejo or whatever, who's kind of the same in every movie, you know?
Yeah, that was like the one riff tracks that I had to turn off, was the Super Mario Brothers riff tracks, because they were being really mean to him. And I'm like,
yeah,
he's, you know, won all sorts of awards. He's brilliant. I have his play Mambo Mouth.
We went to Starship Troopers live, and that was a perfect example where, you know, my brother and I were like, we legit like it as a satire, but we can see where other people just find it a piece of shit. So we're just like, but it's cool to see it in the theater with some amusement stuff here and there. But it is hard. There are some movie. I mean, they're doing Point Break next, and I'm like,
I can't wait.
I'd rather it be a no budget piece of shit as opposed to a movie they've already done. But what do I know?
I'm really excited about Point Break. I'd love to see them do Roadhouse live, just because I'd love to see Roadhouse on the big screen, like everything I love about that. But and it's funny, like when they do ones that they've done before, like when they did Hobgoblins live, I was like, I kind of like the jokes and the riff tracks.
I didn't like the Space Mutiny one, but the other versions of Monos and Santa Claus Conquers the Martians always seems to kill. That's one they've done live with just about every variation, new O.S.T, new cinematic, new retract. It seems like it's just one of those. I saw a couple in the audience who was there who had seen it when they were like 6 back in the day, and they were like, we've never seen MST or riff tracks or anything, but we just want to see this cheesy movie get remastered, and it's just funny seeing it with all this other commentary on it.
Somebody sent me, one of my Record Saturday friends sent me the reissue of the Hooray for Santa Claus 45, which is one of the most delightful pieces in my vinyl collection. And then we're big fans in my house. We prefer Santa Claus. That's like our preferred.
Oh, well, plus you get Mike actually on guitar jamming in between. Yeah,
I know. And like, he's so hot in that scene. Like, I think that Mike Nelson is like really good looking.
Now we know. I'm just kidding. But
so cute. I got like a weird like thing for like a Midwestern man who likes the Replacements. It's like, that's my type.
So if you do a comedic sort of like band parody, you should call it after what he called his in-character band verse, Sex Factory.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about Sex Factory. Yeah.
I mean, like that is the ultimate band name. Like, I'm even in a few groups where we come up with band names that haven't been done. I think there needs to be one called the Roaches or something. Just something that would if someone replies to you, that's fucking stupid. That's band name worthy. Like,
yeah.
I'm seeing you live. Yeah.
I love coming up with fake band names, and my new book centers around some punk bands.
Oh,
and
the PI investigating. Let me guess, a rock star overdoses.
No.
Damn it.
Well, I guess sort of, because my PI is a former, like a kind of a Paul Westerberg type, and he had overdosed, and that was when he was like, I gotta get my shit together. So I guess yes.
For those who don't know, the head of the Replacements.
Yes. I described him as if Paul Westerberg played Philip Marlowe. So but so yeah, so there is that, but that's
so
not
let me guess, he has to go against his nemesis, who's played by a Roger Daltrey type.
No.
Damn it.
No, not at all. But
I'm the worst.
Wait, yeah, so
who's
like
a favorite magician of yours who you think can act?
Magician?
No, musician.
Musician. Mojo Nixon.
Other than Roger Daltrey.
Mojo Nixon, R.I.P. He played Toad in Super Mario Brothers.
Oh.
No, in real life, Tom Waits. Always Tom Waits. Tom Waits in everything.
The king of the talk.
I love him. My husband and I's first dance was Little Trip to Heaven, On the Wings of Your Love.
Nice.
So I love Tom Waits so much. He's my favorite. He's my favorite in everything. Like, if Tom Waits is in a movie, I'll watch it.
7 Psychopaths?
No.
He's in that.
I never even heard of that. I'll have to dig that up.
What? Okay, let me see. Is there a soundtrack for 7 Psychopaths?
Is it on Tubi?
I don't know. Okay, so on the soundtrack for 7 Psychopaths is Cat Stevens, Hank Williams, Blossom Dearie, Townes Van Zandt, Helen Shapiro, The Walkman. So a lot of people kind of known, some we haven't heard of. The Felice Brothers, a lot of Irishy kind of punk scene bands. But is it? Where is it streaming? Paramount Plus. Okay, fuck that. So it's streaming on Showtime currently. Okay. But you can rent it from Amazon, of course. So
yeah. Which is actually, I kind of like renting movies from Amazon because they have the X-ray feature, so you can tell what song's playing in the background. So for O.S.T. Party, that actually makes it like a lot easier.
Yeah. And plus you always get to keep it.
No, I usually just rent them.
Oh, okay. So you know.
Yeah.
Right. There's a few special movies I have gone ahead and bought because it's like, why is this not on Max? Why is this not on here? And
we're big proponents of physical media in this household, but
better yet, I own this. I'm gonna now start watching it once a year. Stand and Deliver.
Oh, okay, very nice.
And theme is by Mr. Mister, but
of course, yes. Well, you know how I feel about Mr. Mister. I liked them better when they were pages.
Oh,
I love pages.
So now
Hollywood CQ was
now I'm gonna see if this somehow breaks it, where you're like, I don't like them, but I kind of like this, or still sucks, but it works for the movie.
No, I can't stand Mr. Mister, and that's not Mr. Mister's fault. I mean, like, Broken Wings is a terrible song, but like Mr. Mister gets most of my ire because
Top
Train name checked them in Hey Soul Sister. I'm just like, I'm sorry, you gotta go.
Damn.
I know, and like Train is like one of the worst bands in the whole world.
They're not on anyone's radar. That's okay.
They're so terrible. Like, Hey Soul Sister is a song that, like, if it's playing in a store, I will leave the store.
Yeah, you're like 1 star on Google.
I'm like, nope.
Music playlist sucks.
No, like I can't be in this room while
can't go to this Ross. Can't go to this Walmart.
Yeah, I can't go to this TJ Maxx and buy candles. The other broke bitch.
We'll return after these messages.
Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win Show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
Cool thing about Blind Knowledge is we are in multiple countries. We are worldwide all across the globe. We are in the US, we are in the UK, we are in Canada, Germany, India, Japan. We're in Australia, y'all. BlindKnowledge.com. Now back to the feature presentation.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening. It's a jacked up